Hello, welcome all. In the last class, we have discussed about the new container, its application context. In the application context, open it. Let me open the API. Select classes. Say bean factory. Yes. So this is the application context. You can see it's in italic. Let's click on it. So application is context. It's an interface. So it's from the context package. So and it's a subclass, sub interface from the bean factory. So this is the super interface of the application context. And we have discussed about, we have talked that about the we said that these are the important implementing classes, and we have been working on class path XML application. So it's an simply class. So this is an simply in class. Okay, let's go to we already have the spring.xml. We have two beans. And two beans. First of all, let's go with the first bean. Let me remove one bean. Now we have the second bean. Let me create the container of the application context. Class path XML application context. I'm going to give so inside it I'm going to give spring.xml, my configuration file. I'm going to say control1 assign the local documents. So as I say that it's not the good practice to assign it to the class for application context. Instead, we should make use of the application context interface. I'm going to name it as container. So for now, let me go with the application context itself. Let me not use the application context interface. Let me create I'm going to create name it as container object for the class path application context. Okay, now let me save it, and it's saying the value of local variable is not being used. Okay, let me use it. Container dot get bean of as I have the single bean, I'll go with the first one. I'm going to say person class. Now I used it. Even then I'm getting some warning again. So it's saying that resource leak container is never used. There is a leakage and container is never used. Okay, so to do that, we need to close the container. Close. Why? Close. Now let's me save it. Now the warning is gone. We don't have the warning. Okay, so after completing all the tasks, we must close the container by using the close method to perform to close the container. Okay, so we need to make use of the close method immediately after performing our tasks. Okay, good. So this is how we need to make use of it. Now, let me create two more other bean. Let me say I have the second bean. So if I had second bean, the get this overloaded method will not be suitable. So I'm going to say Control D. Let me perform few tasks here. I'm going to say container dot get bean. I'm going to select the fourth one and name of the bean. It's B1. So I've created the object for the bean1. Let me create it for the bean2. Let me name it as b2 and the bean is b2, right? So now I have created the object. So in which order it's going to create the bean? Let me run it. Control Shift X J. You can say first of all it has finished the creating the instance for the b1. Next it has finished the creating the instance for the b2. So from the top to bottom, um, it's reading one by one and then creating it. So it is top-down approach. Okay. So whereas in the annotations, it's going to be according to the alphabet. It's going to be alphabetical order. So whereas if you use Spring.xml bean configuration file, it's going to be according to the top-down. Okay. Let me first of all let me create a bean for the bean B2. So now as I selected B2, it's going to create the object for the B2, then for the B1. Let's check it. Let me run as Java application. You can see it has created the instance of the B2. Next, it has started creating the instance for the B1. So it's going from top to down. Okay, so that's the thing. Now we're going to talk about uh, talk more about the class path XML application context. Okay, now let me go create the first object for the only the main one. So now if you can see, this is the class path. So as we are making use of the class path XML application context, we are saying we are putting it in the class path. But our configuration file is already present in the class path under source main resources. Okay. So here, if you look at this thing, to increase the readability, we can also do one thing. We can simply add class path column. So if anyone look at this code, you can clearly get to know that the Spring.xml is a class path, isn't present in the class path. Okay. Just to tell them that the Spring.xml is present in the class path. Now we have one more the class implementation of the application context. That is, let me open it again. Yeah, it's already open. If you go back, let me select the API and and select classes, say application context. Yeah, this application context interface, this application context interface, and it's implementing classes out. ClassPathXML application context, file system application context. So let's say that if you're making use of the file system application context. So when we're going to make use of it, if the file is present in the some other location, some folder, some other external part of the project. So I'm going to say new of file system, and here I need to mention, let me say that let me copy and paste it in desktop. So here my file is present, so I'm going to say properties, security. I'm going to copy the complete path. So if the file is present, if the Spring Bean configuration is not present in the, let's say it's not present in the class path, it's present in some other location, external location. So we need to give it the complete path. So here the double slash indicates escape character. So that's the reason why we got double backslash. So I'm going to say control1 import, control1 assign file system. This is my container. Okay. So now the errors are gone. You can see by looking at this thing, the person can understand that this is the class path. This is the class path. Spring.xml is present in the class path. By looking at this thing, can the person understand whether the file is present in the this particular location? No. No, maybe not. So to increase the readability, we can say file column slash. Even this thing is fine. Even we can have slash here. I'm going to say backward slash. This thing is fine. This thing is fine. What happened? Okay. So colon is fine. So I'm going to say file colon and the complete path where is present. So let me check it. Control check X. J and as Java application. It's creating the instance of B1. Let me um, call the toString method. I'm going to say %1. If you go to post, we have a toString method. Okay, so I'm going to directly call the reference variable. Now let's check it. Run up Java application. Yeah, here you can see person, ID, and all the values. Okay, so what's happening after it's closing the file system application, and it's saying it's closing the Spring application context, deleting the cache instead of single bean lifecycle processor, destroying the singletons. So and at the end it's destroying the singletons. So what's my scope here? So let me run it again. Context.xj. And you can see at the end it's destroying the singletons in Defining means root of the factory hierarchy. So that is singleton, destroying the beans. So at the end, it's destroying the objects. Okay, so uh, that's how we'll be using it. Okay, so if it is a class path to increase the readability, we're going to use class path colon. If it is a file system application to increase the readability, we're going to make use of file colon. Okay. So in the most of the projects, we use the configuration file. So we place it there. Okay. So they're going to create a configuration file and they're going to place it there instead of resource. Okay, let me say that we are using, let's say that we are using class path. So most of the time we'll be using class path, not file system. Control A, Control Shift O. It's going to import all the packages. So let's say that we are using class path application context. It's going to look at the class path. So in the most of the projects, what they do is they create a separate object, separate package with a name com dot new source folder. We're creating the package with the name dot with the name config. So this is what happening. So this the package what they're creating. So instead of placing in the resources, and they're placing it in the configuration package. Remove it. So now my XML bean configuration is presented as string.xml. Okay, so let's check it. So Control Shift X J. What happened? So let me read the exception. Loading acceptable definition from string.xml. Parsing XML out from the class path resource string.xml nested exception is class path resource cannot be opened because it does not exist. Oh, so it's not able to find the spring.xml class not class path resource spring cannot be opened because it's not present. Okay, let me save it. So you created in a wrong way. So it needs to be created under, let me delete, let me right click on it, say new package. Yeah, so it's present in the right way. So they're creating the package with the name com.rc. This thing, you need to copy the complete qualified name. Okay, so paste it here. slash control S. Now again try to run. So again there is some problem. If configuration spring.xml, let me copy qualified, and that's what I have done. Let me remove this thing, right? Now I understood the problem. We need to create the configuration file under source main Java. Right click on it, say new package. I'm going to name it as com.asset.config. Sorry, config slash small I'm going to name it as this. Com dot answer dot. Okay. Now I'm going to simply directly. Simply I'm going to copy from a desktop and copy it and paste it here. Paste. Now about the spring.xml. So I'm going to place it under com.asif.config. So these are my beans and main class. This package I have the configuration file. So I'm going to right click on it, copy qualified name, go to main class, paste it here. Okay, and then as Java application. Now what happened? Right click, copy qualified name, simply paste. So remove dots with slash and control S. Now run as Java application. Now you can see it's going to work. Now I got the values, right? So let me add class path. Okay, run it again. Java application, you can say it went fine. It created. So we can do the same with the file path. Okay. So I place my Spring Bean configuration file in the separate package com.asif.config. In the projects, this is how we will be doing. And the other important thing is, if you go to app.java, you can see we have the class path. Let me remove this. So in the class path, we are mentioning the spring.xml. So why can't we mention it outside? Yes, we can do it. If at all we want, we can do it. Simply copy this, say container dot get resource. Simply you can paste it here. Control S. Now let's run. It's saying bean factory is not initialized, already closed. Call refresh before accessing bean through application context. Mhm. Okay, we're going to discuss it again in our next session by making use of get resource. As of now, we got some problem. So let me stop it here.